I'm so excited to dive into the yummy topic that we are serving up today on being the leader of your life. Why? Because there is only you living this life right here, right now. And if you abdicate your throne and become the follower of your life, there is no one to lead it. You are the only one who can actually lead your life. So it is important that we intentionally lead it. So that's what we're going to dive into today. If we haven't met yet, my name is Kayla Jetta. I'm one of the co-hosts of this show, Live Your Yes Life, along with the best business partner a girl could ask for, my mom, Lisa Limata. We own Rise Leadership Circle, and the work that we do is help people live their yes life. And we do that through this podcast, our book, our Facebook group, all by the same name, Live Your Yes Life, and our coaching communities and the one-on-one and mastermind offers that we have. So welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Be sure that you come over and join us in our Facebook group and get our book too. It was a #1 new release on Amazon this year, and it's really good stuff. Okay, so let's dive in. Today we're talking about being the leader of your life. And like I said in the intro, this matters. This is important. If you abdicate the throne, there is no one else that will come and sit on it. Your crown will not fit anyone else. And so if you are looking for someone to lead your life, the only person that you can look to is you. This is how it works. It is your life. This is the one shot that you've got, and you are the only leader. So that's what we're going to get into. I want to start by thinking about when we say being the leader of your life, what does that really mean? And for me, that means that we are connected with a powerful and intentional identity of how we are viewing ourselves. So, how is it that you see yourself? You might answer this question by thinking something like, I am a woman who, or I am a man who, or I am a person who. And how would you describe that? What's the identity that you hold for yourself? And are you choosing an identity that not only is supportive for where you are in the experience of life that you're having right now, but also one that speaks into where you are heading? So we're going to talk about your identity. And then that really spills into so many other things, like the beliefs, your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. But before we get into all of that, let's back up and talk about how it is that we actually lead our lives. Sometimes we can subconsciously or maybe consciously think that the way that we lead our lives is by arriving at whatever the season is that we're in, taking inventory or taking stock of, okay, what's going on in this season of life? And then asking ourselves, who do I need to be now that I'm here in this season of life? But I don't actually think that is what leading our life is like. That is being reactive to our life. So if we just show up one day and look around and say, what's my life like? What's going on over here? What are the circumstances? Okay, now who do I need to be to meet this? We're actually just being reactive or responsive to life. Instead, if we're going to be the leaders of our lives, what we would do is we would be creating, tuning into the vision that we hold for the future experience that a version of us yet to come is going to have. And then when we're connected with that future vision for our life, we would explore who is the us living that life? What's the identity of the person that lives that life? And then we become that version of us now. And it's actually becoming the version of us that we imagine would be on our future life. That is what creates our future life. And I know that that might be a little abstract. So let me give an example to see if I can help make it tangible. I'm just going to use a really easy example that I think a lot of us could relate to. So let's imagine that you are wanting to make an update to your health. And so you have a vision of your life in the future where you are really active. Every day you're out in nature, you're moving your body, you have an experience of your body that is fit and strong and has a lot of energy and has vitality and is the weight that you are wanting to carry. So that's the vision that you hold for your life. And then you think about, okay, well, what's the identity that I hold when I'm there, when that's my experience of life? My experience of life is that I'm active, I'm on the go, I have a lot of energy. We might say that our identity is something like, I'm a person who is active every day, or I am a person who is fit and strong. And so then what we would do is we would take that identity as a person who is active or fit and strong, and we would become that version of us right here, right now. So we start to see our identity today before we even have that experience of life. We say that today, I'm a person who is active, is fit, and is strong. And by connecting with that as our identity, we then let that spill out into our core beliefs and thoughts and feelings and actions. And it's those beliefs, thoughts, feelings, and actions that ultimately end up creating the future version of life that we were holding a vision for. This vision of life where we are really active and we're outside and we're moving every day and we have a lot of energy and a lot of vitality. So it does not work to think that once we get the experience of life, then we're going to become the person that would have that. It actually is exactly reverse. There is a really simple exercise that is widely used in the coaching world. So I don't even know who to give credit to for this exercise because I've heard it in so many places, but it's called the be, do, have exercise. So the way we do this is that instead of thinking about life like, well, what will I have? And when I have that, then what will I do? And when I do that, then who will I be? We actually flip that on its head and we say, okay, who do I need to be? Who do I be? And by being that version of me, what do I do? What are the actions that I take? And by being that version of me and doing those things, taking those actions, what is it that I have? What is the experience of life that I have? And so that's a really powerful exercise that you could plug into right now, making your be, do, have list in that specific order because it makes a difference. So, a helpful place to start is to think about the vision that we are holding for our life. And visions are overarching, they are wide and deep. They're not nitty gritty into the specifics of key actions. Visions, when we're thinking of a vision for our life, what we're really doing is plugging into the experience and the feeling and the key components, not the nitty gritty details. So, this is a place that you can start. You could think about one specific area of your life, like your career or relationships or your health or your spirituality or your relationship with money. So, you could think of one specific area of your life and ask yourself, what is the vision that I have? Meaning, what's the overall experience that I want to have in that area of my life? How does it feel to be me having that experience? And what are the key components that I see are absolutely included or part of that? But it's not the small minutia, teeny tiny details. And so then we take that vision of our life and we ask ourselves, what is the identity of the version of me who's living that life? And this is when we go back and answer the question, I'm a person who, and we start to really plug into a strong identity, one that can carry us into wherever we're going. And by connecting with that identity, then what we start to do is ask ourselves, okay, when I am connected with that identity, what are my core beliefs? Being a person who, I'll just keep going with the example I used earlier, being a person who is active and fit and strong, what are my core beliefs? And these might be things like my core beliefs are that it's easy for me to be active every day. My core beliefs are that I can incorporate movement into my everyday. My core belief is that food is fuel, plants are medicine, and I can allow myself to be nourished from the earth. I'm just making up some examples, okay? You don't have to take these on if they don't fit for you. Just using examples. So we have our core beliefs. And then from our core beliefs, we ask, and so what are the key thoughts that I would have? And these might be things like, it's easy for me to make choices that promote health and well-being. Or thoughts like, I love getting to take on my daily movement practice. And our thoughts lead into our feelings. And so we think about, if I have the identity of someone who is active and fit and strong, and my core beliefs are that it's easy for me to move every day, and my thoughts are, I enjoy making movement a priority, how do I feel? And maybe I feel alive and light and expansive and free. And when I feel that way, what are the actions that I take? And maybe these actions are going on a walk in nature every day, or getting to the gym 3 times a week, or going on a bike ride with friends 3 times a week, or having a standing desk, or eating a diet that feels empowering and nourishing for our body. So we look at the actions that we take. And this is how we become the leader of our life. We start with a vision and the identity of ourselves, who is living that vision, and we just let it trickle down into our beliefs and our thoughts and our feelings and our actions. Because the way that it works is that we need to be the version of ourselves we imagine that we would be when we have that experience in the future. We need to be that version of us now, because that's actually what creates that future version. Leaders have a vision for their lives, and they show up in the identity of the person that is living that vision. And also, the way that we lead our life is by knowing what all of this is for. We're tapped into not only what the vision is of what we desire, what we dream of, but we know why it's so important to us. We're really connected to the impact that us living this vision makes for ourselves and for people around us. We get that it matters and that it's significant. So we know what it's for, and we let ourselves be deeply connected with that. We're not staying on the surface level. We're not just answering one circumstance to the next. We're not being reactive or responsive. Instead, we are being intentional about casting a vision and being in the identity of the person who carries it through. This is the work that Lisa and I love doing with our clients. We get to do this kind of work on our coaching calls, where we help our clients look at, what is the vision for their life? What is the identity of the person who lives that? What are the core beliefs and the thoughts and the feelings and the actions? And we create support structures and accountability and a path forward to really live into this. And taking on this inner work, this heart work, allows our clients to then actually have the experience of life that they had in their vision. So if you are ready to be the leader of your life, this is the work to take on. Start with the vision and the identity and let it spill out into all of the rest. I would love to hear what the vision of your life is that you are holding for yourself. Maybe it's in one particular area, or bonus points, you can actually go through all of the major areas of your life to take on this work and see what are the commonalities. What is the one identity that you would hold so that you can show up in an impactful way for every area of your life? Come join us in the Facebook group. It's the same name as this podcast, Live Your Yes Life. Tune in to the free masterclasses that we host in there, the resources that we provide. I would love for you to get our book, Live Your Yes Life, on Amazon. It was a #1 Amazon new release this year. Please leave us a review, follow this podcast, come back and listen to our future episodes, go back and listen to past episodes, and show up and be the leader of your life, because there's only one you, and this is the only life that you've got right here, right now. So you are the only one who can be the leader of it. It's been such an honor being with you today, and looking forward to hearing from you and hearing about the vision of life that you are leading for yourself. I'll see you next time.